So just when you thought you didn't have to go against Kim Mulkey anymore.
We've had a lot of great games with Kim, and obviously some of the highlights of our program recently are some of the wins against Baylor, and I know she'll do a great job at LSU. It's you watch them on video. I even said a couple times in the staff meeting today, Baylor, rather than LSU. I mean, it's just they look the same. They're big, they're physical, going to pound you around the basket, play with a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, the kind of emotion that Kim's always shown. So after this one, I'm not looking forward to seeing her for a while, but we'll talk a little Cardinal baseball because her son's in the Cardinal organization, but she's going to do a great job there.
Have you talked to her much since she took that job?
Yeah, a little bit, during the summer. And, obviously she was excited. She's a Louisiana person, and I think the challenge there and the challenge to go there was a big one for her. But like I said, a lot of the conversations I have with her, Billy probably talks to her more than anybody because it's always about Kramer and how come he's not starting at shortstop for the Cardinals. So, Kim's always been very good to me. She's always been very fair. I think she has a great amount of respect for what we've done, and that says a lot. I mean, she'll go down in history as one of the greatest basketball coaches ever, male or female. So what her accomplishments are well documented, that's for sure.
I know you had mentioned a lot of the biggest wins in program history, are traced back to Baylor games. In terms of this season and just accomplishments, how big would a win over Kim Mulkey, LSU be?
No, I think it'd be really big. Obviously, when you go on the road and you play an SEC team, it's a tremendous challenge. It's by far the biggest challenge our team's had up to this time. But that's what non-conference things are about. That's what these challenge games are supposed to be about. So, they're 5-1. They're playing really, really well. It would be a great accomplishment. And we've never played at LSU, and I'm looking forward to going to see Pistol Pete's statue. I grew up a huge Pistol Pete Maravich fan, so that's kind of cool. But it's a great challenge for our team. We're it's hard to believe we're about 3 weeks before the break, and there's a lot of work to be done, but a lot of opportunities ahead too. And Thursday will be our last road game before Christmas, so we got home really, really late Sunday night, Monday morning, and turn around and go back down there. But we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Are you where you thought you would be at this season, or have you surprised yourself?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I wish I was smart enough to answer it. The only thing I would say is I'm really, really proud of our team. I mean, if you would have seen how tired our kids were at the end of that, and I don't want to take away from UMass. I mean, they came after us in the second half, and we hung on for dear life. That's a really, really good team. But, we had kids that, Emily Ryan, played 117 out of 120 minutes, and, Lex and Ash and Aubrey. And so in that regard, I'm really proud and probably surprised that I don't think we're, where we wanted to be because you don't have Danae, you don't have Maggie, you don't have Nye in your normal rotation. So I guess it's is the glass half full, half empty? I don't know, depending on how you look at it. But to the kids' credit, I mean, we've played 7 times and found a way to win 7 times, and all of them have been kind of in very different ways. But hopefully we're getting better.
What's the update on Danae and Maggie?
Nye's all her tests were good, so I think we're closer to getting her back than we thought at the time. Danae, it's going to be a little bit longer for Danae still. None of them will play Thursday. I guess that would be the fair thing to say. And then we'll just kind of see from there. But I think not in any particular order, but Nye and Maggie have a chance before Christmas maybe. Danae does not. So, we're kind of looking at that. We're going to see where we are at the Christmas break and then make some decisions. But they're all making progress. It's just not the kind of progress we need to get them out there to play yet.
I know we've talked about those tournaments in November and stuff, kind of getting you ready to play Big 12 games and NCAA tournament games, but playing it with hardly any depth. 4 players above 110 minutes. Mm-hmm. What does that say about your team? How much does that help you guys going into the next 5 games in December?
I think what it says a little bit is we got some tough kids, and they've worked really hard, and every kid wants to play. So the ones that are playing are getting to play a lot. So, yeah, I mean, it was 3 games in 3 days, and they handled it great. And obviously yesterday was the day off, which they desperately needed. We got to be, I think as coaches, we got to be really, really smart on how we practice and how we prepare until we got to get this thing to Christmas somehow, some way. And that's our focus. We spent a lot of time talking about that today. And, you know, it's going to be we're going to work really, really hard and really, really short and try and save our legs until we can we need one of those guys back. I mean, we play a 4-guard offense, which we love, with 4 guards, you know. So, you know, you guys know me. I love baseball. It's like we don't have a 5th pitcher. You know, we're going to have an opener, I guess, or something. But we got to get that figured out. But as soon as we can get one of those guys back, I'll feel better.
We'll pick the new 5th.
What kind of challenge does that create against LSU? I mean, when they have some size.
Yeah, I think, John, the biggest challenge is whenever you play a Kim Mulkey team, historically, especially on the road, foul trouble is an issue. I mean, they're just going to keep throwing big body after big body, and then their guards are athletic and really want to get you going downhill. So for us, we got to be really, really smart. You know, all coaches talk about do your work ahead of time. We're going to give some stuff up. You know, we're not going to get taller, stronger, faster by Thursday night. But the foul trouble is an issue. And then, you know, we have not played 2 big guys in a game yet that we've practiced. We've done it just to get kids in the game when the game's, you know, the score's out of control. But we might have to look at that option a little bit more than we've done in the past. So we'll try that too.
I got to get your thoughts. What do you make of the coaching world right now? Not just football, but basketball, all of it.
I've never seen anything like it. You know, people have to do what they feel is best for themselves and their families. I do think it really isn't a great look when you're, you know, leaving teams and, you know, before the season's over and you go recruit someone and say, hey, we're in this together and blah, 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 you know, all this stuff the coaches talk about, and all of a sudden you leave. I mean, I don't know, just not in my nature. You know, I've been asked that a lot, you know, how come I never left? Well, thank God they didn't make me leave would be my first answer. But I mean, I love my job and I love where I am. I love my, you know, the administration I work for. We have the best fans in the country. But it's not a good look. I really don't think so. But the money is insane and the stuff that you see. And I mean, the guy gets the TCU job from SMU and they take him in a helicopter. He couldn't have driven over there? It's like a 15-minute drive. I mean, like, stuff like that, like, I don't know. I don't, that stuff I don't get. You know, I know what the shtick that goes with it, but you know, you feel bad for the kids. I mean, you really do. And hopefully, you know, there'll be some sanity to this, but like I said, people do what they need to do for their families, and it's not for me to say it's wrong, but I don't, if I'm a fan of those team or those kids, I don't think it's a great look.